Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you once again for your hard work yesterday. I think we covered a lot of ground, and that's really exciting. Just a reminder, you needed to turn everything in by midnight last night, and then it's only 10% off for being late or resubmitting. After midnight last night, it goes down to 20. We have the resources here for you. We've got this link here, takes you to the SPED, whoops, and I'll pause. There we go. It takes us now, now that I'm signed in, to the SPED folder. And we're going to be arranging all of these things and trying to address the points that you put on the sticky note, so we can really make sure that you're feeling prepared as a educator working in special education. So, which I feel very good about you all doing that. And the very smart questions that I'm hearing come to us. So these are the links to the different documents that we went over at the end of class yesterday. And they're just good resources. So here is the here we go. What are some positive strategies for supporting behavior improvements? And you can see we've got clarity, consistency, simplicity, and continuation. This is really important for students with ASD, but all students benefit. Here's some ways, so adapt the environment to work towards de-escalation. So if you can find something that seems to be happening and you want to bring it down, then those are some great tips. And then we've got using positive behavior supports like celebrate and build strengths and successes, respect and listen to him or her, validate his or her concerns and emotions, and then it just keeps going through and telling you more. Then there's the teaching the skills and the replacement behavior. And there's a lot of really great links on this. And then some examples of some of the interventions. So I know that some of you had asked for, hey, can we actually get some more information on behavior? So that was one of the reasons we included that. This is on task analysis. This document here, I really like. It just goes through on the step-by-step of doing a task analysis. So identify the target skill, and teach the identify the prerequisite skills for learning and the material needed to teach the task. And where did step 3 go? Breaking the skills into components, and on and so forth. So you can see that it goes through, it's 6 steps. So I think that's another very useful tool that you can have. We did have some good conversation last night about if it's task analysis or positive interventions and supports, and what that means. This is on peer mediation. This has been really successful with working with students in special education who are struggling with social and sometimes academic issues too. Helping kids so that they learn how to address different issues is so much more beneficial because they will be all out in society together. So this is about establishing a peer mediation program, and we've got student engagement. You can see it's quite long, but it gives you some really great resources. And that might be something that with your case study student you could recommend. The next one is on picture exchange communication. And this is from a website, and it goes through and it talks about the 6 phases when teaching a child to use this. And so that's really nice as well. And so if you wanted more information on that, it is available. The critical reflection, you're going to be putting together your results sections. So I am going to all right, as you can see, we've been working on the assessment and you've turned in all these sections, and now you're going to turn in the results section. If at your school site you use the KTEA instead of the Wilcox-Johnson, then you're going to write KTEA 3, and then you'll create a what do you call it, a table to share that information. And you just need to have the standard score, the age or grade equivalent, the relative index proficiency index or percentile, and then also the classification. You need to have all 10 of your subtests, and you need to list them out there. and make sure to include the notes. If you used a graph to create a visual, then you could insert that there. And then we're looking for the work sample, so the picture, the reasoning, and the directions. So those are the three sections for the results. And then I'm going to go back here. Whoops, close some of these out. Let's see. And here we go. All right, so then the second question is asking you for the summary. So the summary section is the qualitative observations, the strengths, the areas of growth, and that's where we are going to stop as far as what you're turning in. You'll see that the next sections are the IEP goals, the progress monitoring, and the collaboration statement. And so what are you doing to prepare for that? You're going to start researching what are the research-based or evidence-based strategies and supports that the literature encourages you to use for whatever the areas of growth are. So if there's areas of growth around, for example, reading, then possibly repeated reading might be a good strategy that you could use in order to help build their reading skills. And so we want you to do some research on that and then come back and say, here's the problem, here's what the research says to do, so that we can help guide you in creating the right goals for your student. And then the last thing we're asking you to do is either choose to, if you have already sat in on an IEP with your CT or somebody else, then we just want you to write a one paragraph about that experience. If you haven't or won't have the opportunity to sit in on an IEP, then we're giving you another option. You can go in and find some videos on assessing a student in elementary, in middle school, and in high school. The reason why we have all three is that you are earning a TK-12 educational specialist credential, so you do need to know kind of what the difference is for each one. So you're going to provide the link and then 1 or 2 sentences about what you learned from the video. So that brings you through the critical reflection. So just a reminder of what we went through last night. We talked about the IEP support folder, and I had a picture of that. We'll be organizing it. And then we talked about the survey and how we're working on all these pieces. We talked about early childhood education and the importance of having family involved and teaching not only the child, but the family and working with them on being successful. We talked about ASD and what that means as far as a disability, and then how we can support the learners in preschool and also during school age and other interventions that seem to work for kids who are diagnosed as having ASD. We did talk a bit about ABA and also the remembering that if a student is on some sort of medication for whatever's going on for them, to be aware of that and to work with the family and the student and making sure that they're getting what they need, especially if there's been any change. And that it really is our job as teachers to expand our ability to teach each one of our students. This was the top 10 list from a parent on what it is that she wishes teachers would keep in mind and know about ASD. And then we brought it back to, okay, what are we supposed to do within our classrooms? And of course, starting out by getting to know our students and then assessing them from multiple disciplinaries, multiple measures, and then develop the curriculum and instruction based on what you learn. So all about what this class is about. We have some tips for teaching PECs, for teaching self-regulation, for teaching problem solving, and then ultimately what we hope to do, which is improve the quality of life. Please read chapter 12, which is on transition, and then finish critical reflection number 6 by the 25th of April. We don't have class next week, but we do have a class the very last week on a Tuesday. So make sure that you're there and you have that marked on your calendar. If you have any questions or need anything at all, especially with the critical reflection, we did write in here. Remember, for this question, you can consult with myself or Professor Talbot if you're wondering exactly how do you do research and find these research-based intervention strategies or supports. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Please let me know if you have anything else or any other questions. Have a great day.